Let's talk about things that I wish I knew when I was younger and things that I wish I didn't have an ego even as of recently, because everyone wants to build wealth, right? Everyone thinks that they could do it in a certain amount of time. Everyone thinks that they could do it on their own. And in reality, for the most part, you can't. You need to learn. You need to understand how to do certain things. And you need to be able to put everything into action. And that's like where I messed up. Even though I'm doing very well. I have a seven-figure net worth, but at times I do feel like I'm paycheck to paycheck because I have so much money tied into different things, and it feels like it's locked away that I can't like pull out of, right? So the things that I learned is growing up, right? Everyone says like stock market, stock market, stock market, even though that's what I personally do right now, and I do make a good amount on it. I wish I started investing in my brokerage account earlier. Like I've been working since I was 16, but instead of putting my money into a 401k when I like started off in like all these other corporate retail jobs, I decided I would just like, and I know it was offered to. I remember the paperwork when I got hired. I decided, nah, man, I'm gonna buy the dopest shoes. I'm gonna buy some Jordans, buy some SB Dunks, and I'm just gonna look dope. And that's a terrible idea because obviously the depreciating item that you wear and it loses value. I'm sitting next to a whole bunch of SB Dunks right here. Some of them are in good shape, and I'm trying to sell them now, but it's going to be really tough to get like top dollar for them because they don't have like original boxes, the shoelaces, certain things. It's all considered used or pre-loved, whatever you want to call it. So depreciated assets. And then when I got like a big boy job, right, I ended up buying a car, like a fast car, a Lancer Evolution, because I love driving stick and I really wanted the car. Spent 30K, and then I actually sold it like 3-4 years later because I didn't want to drive it into the city that often because I already had another car in the first place. Like, why does a nurse need two cars, right? When all I'm doing is just going from home to work and work to home. Like, why do I need two cars? I'm only one person, and that means I'm paying extra insurance, extra gas, all that stuff. Like, not worth it. 30K. And then as I got older and older, actually, I started investing with, and I was able to do really well. And then this big boom happened on YouTube, and interest rates were low, so everyone was talking about real estate. So what did I get into? Real estate. I bought 2 houses in a year, and to be honest, both of them gave me trouble. Not at the same time, thank God, but it gave me trouble. And even though I make some money, to be honest, if I put it all on like an Excel sheet, I'm probably not that much more ahead. If anything, I have to still keep money in the account because just in case something breaks, right? So that's where I go into is like, even though I did pay for like a mentorship, it wasn't really a mentorship. It was just like a Facebook group, a paid Facebook group where you could kind of just like ask questions and stuff like that and see if anyone answers. So if I was to do anything over again, if I really wanted to do real estate, I should have asked the people that I knew in real estate how they did it. I should have, and if I couldn't pay them, I should have gave my time as value for them to them, because at that time I didn't have kids yet, right? So I had a lot of time to learn all this. I put my time into someone else so they could teach me. And if they taught me correctly, I would have been able to probably buy better houses in better areas, get better rents, figure out the processes way better, way faster. Maybe I could have been flipping houses instead of just buying like turnkey houses. there's so many different avenues I could have went on for real estate. But also, I was already doing really well in the stock market, really good in crypto trading, and I could have also just stayed doing those two things and been really well off. And that's another thing where I wish I was able to find someone on a level ahead of me that has big ambitions, big goals, that is ahead of me, to ground me, like to bring you back down a level, to be like, hey man, I know you're doing really well in these two things. Maybe you shouldn't dabble in real estate yet, because you should like just double down on what you're doing. And then once you get to a certain level in there, once you get into bigger numbers, you get yourself into a more comfortable lifestyle in that sense, then you could dabble into real estate and go from there, instead of being kind of like intermediate at stocks and crypto and then throwing myself into like beginner real estate and trying to catch up just to get everything going. Like, like if I was to redo it, I probably wouldn't have bought the two houses, because that's probably like 50, 60K that I could have put into like the stock market. I could have done the wheel strategy on, could have made a lot of money since 2020. I made a lot of money since 2020, and then eventually, if it grew and grew and grew, then I could use some of the proceeds from that to buy real estate. Like, it's a lot of money, even if it sat in a high yield savings account. It would still build me money. I'd have a pretty big amount in a high yield savings account, and then I would feel safe knowing that I have that emergency, right? And then I also wish that it just I was more disciplined up front with my money. Like, even though I feel like I'm pretty good with my money, I feel like I could have been more disciplined in certain areas. I always end up impulse buying something, or just doing random things with my money where I probably didn't need to. And if I didn't do that, I probably would be a little bit more further ahead, a little bit more just comfortable. And I'm not talking about like the lavish things, like buying like the Rolex or a vacation or anything. No, I still think you should enjoy your money, but I probably did a lot of random things that I probably shouldn't have done. Like, I maybe instead of, like, I love the Rolex that I have, but maybe I shouldn't have bought the Breitling watch. Like, I love it, but because I have this, I don't wear it as often. So it's like, why do I even have it? There's so many little things that I did throughout the years that probably pushed me back a little bit. But at least now that I could look back at it and really believe that I've done pretty well, and now that I could be more disciplined, because there's so many things that go through my head that I wish I did over. But that's why I'm just logging it here with you guys, because obviously with like a bigger stock portfolio, I could be wheeling and making maybe 5, 10, 15 grand a month doing it if I had that extra money. But obviously that's not the case, so I just have to make do with what I have. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is, you just got to be a really good steward of your own finances. And when you figure out and become a little bit more disciplined, and you understand where your money is going and what your goals are, you're going to do a lot better for yourself. You're going to make a plan for yourself. You're going to be able to just hit all the goals you want. And it's like a beautiful thing, because right now I'm hitting a lot of goals, but I know I could have got there faster. Obviously hindsight is 2020, but I know I could have got there way faster. But again, here we are, and this is just me talking to you guys, because these are the things I've been learning, and I wanted to share it with whoever watches these things. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you like these raw talks. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.